think we're ready to head over. Today is hay baling day. I went and checked the field yesterday and things were pretty good. Not all the field is cured yet, so I'm not in a super big hurry to get out there and start dropping bales. But I would like to at least get the tractor hooked up today, get out in the field and at least bale a couple and make sure that everything's working well and that I don't need to make any adjustments. When you're evaluating a hay field or trying to determine if you can bale or not, there's two things that you look at. Now yesterday for me, in the last video for you, I was checking to see if the windrows were cured yet. And basically when I'm doing that, I'm sort of evaluating how much internal moisture is within the stems. I want those stems to be completely dried all the way through. I think of it kind of like baking a cake. You want the cake cooked all the way through before you eat it. Well, you want the hay cured all the way through before you bale it. First thing I gotta do is get the tractor ready, which is pretty easy to do. I just need to add my little, I don't even know what you call this, but it goes on the tongue and it sort of, I guess, blocks the hay from getting hooked on your pin, on your hitch. So now as we are straddling those windrows, this pin would be sticking down and possibly catching on the hay. So this rubber deal just sort of helps us float over the top of it. The next thing that I need to put on is a little bit more involved, and that's my pedestal here for my bale monitor. I've got this set up to just use 2 factory holes on the tractor, so if I can remember which ones those are, then this should be pretty easy. Well, I'm going to cautiously say that I think we're ready to go. So let's go out in the field and see what we can do. Well, here goes nothing. Day 1 of baling went okay. The counter says I got 52 baled. It's getting too dry out there to keep going. I don't have my moisture meter yet, but I can just tell by how the hay feels in my hand and how dusty it is. So I brought the baler back up here to the shop to clean it out because I always like to blow it out when I get done. And I noticed that one of my belts here has got a pretty bad tear in it. So I need to run to town and try to see if I can find something to fix that. I guess I should just be thankful that I caught it before the belt actually broke, because that would be a whole bigger headache to try to repair it if it broke. I think I've seen the repair kits at Tractor Supply. If not, there's another place in town that sells belting, and maybe they'll have something that can help. It's the next day now. I've been running around all morning, but I think I finally got my hands on all the pieces that I need to fix my belt. Yesterday, I went to the Tractor Supply that is probably closest to me, and they didn't have what I need. But today I went to a different one that was a little bit further away, and I was able to get a short piece of 7-inch baler belt. So I think this is 5 feet long. I can make several repairs with that. Some 7-inch baler belt fasteners, and this vice lacer. The vice lacer itself was almost $200, so it's making this repair pretty expensive, but now I have one, so if this ever happens again, I'll be that much further ahead. Well, I think I've got enough slack in this belt that I can just fix it while it's on the baler, which is going to make my life a lot easier. I'm going to make my little splice piece just so I can kind of learn how my new tools work, and then when I'm working in a less than ideal location here under the baler, then maybe I'll at least kind of know what I'm doing. This vice lacer is critical for this process. At first I was thinking that I could probably sink the hooks into the rubber with a hammer or something, but there's no way that everything would maintain alignment if I did that. So I've never used this before, but the principle of it and how it works seems pretty straightforward, so let's give it a try. So the only thing, I don't really know what this piece does or what it's for. It doesn't appear to me like I can't understand what that does, but anyway. So we're going to take our lacing and thread it into these slots and put this pin through. That's just going to make sure that everything stays aligned. Well, that looks, I don't know, I guess good. I'll try it again on the other side and see if I can improve my technique a little bit. The other thing is this little piece that I was struggling to figure out what it's for. I think I figured it out. I think what you do is you put that piece down clear at the end, tighten it down, loosen it up again, move it over, tighten it, and you just sort of walk it along the entire belt, and it just gives it a little bit of extra crimping power, and it helps to sort of finalize this crimp. I think I've got a pretty good feel on how this thing works, and I guess the real question now is how do I use that crimper that needs a vise to operate out here on the baler? Who wants to bet this vise is gonna pop off of here and hit me in the toe? Actually, it doesn't look that bad.
Well, now I just gotta do the other side. Whew, I don't know. Looks like it could work. Well, there we have it. I don't know if that's gonna work or not. It looks like it should work. I'm not sure how strong my splices are. I got them as tight as I could, but the problem was I really couldn't get a vise up, you know, where I wanted it without making some janky stands to put it up on. So I don't know. I think I'm gonna fire up the tractor and put some tension on these and roll it over, and we'll just see what happens. At a glance, everything seems to be working all right, but we really won't know until I start putting some hay through this thing and see if it can handle the pressure of making a bale. I'll probably run this thing tonight so that I can find out, for better or for worse, where we're at, but I think that's all gonna have to wait for the next video. Thanks for hanging out with me today, guys, and I hope I'll see you again on Farmer Tyler Ranch.